Hi guys, so let's look at the next DM question here. This this question says that Mr. Dipanshu Barua, a young IT professional, came early to office to assist his boss in the preparation for an important client presentation. When he switched on his computer, he saw an email from Mr. Patel. The email was as follows. So it was on January 2, okay, 2015. Dear Mr. Barua, this email serves you as a follow-up of my conversation with you on December 1, 2014. That means around 1 month back, this conversation happened, which is referring to. Okay, I've already conveyed need for improvement in your behavior as desired by your project leader. Okay, and colleagues, they are yet to notice any visible improvements. I am apprehensive that your failure to act may warrant further action leading to dismissal. I will continue to monitor and assess your performance. Okay, so kind of very strong email it is, because it is referring to some dismissal actually. Okay, it may happen. So I will continue to monitor and assess your performance over the next 3 months to determine whether improvements meet the expectations. At the same time, I would like to reaffirm that you are very valuable for our organization. Okay, so I would like to reaffirm that you are very valuable for our organization. That last line from the HRs, so they are actually the part of those memes. Okay, whatever you tell in the mail, just the last line will be, I would like to reaffirm that you are very valuable for our organization. Okay, fine. So now look at the question. Question here says that initially the email distracted Dipanshu, but he decided to focus on the job. Which of the following options might best explain his decision to do so? So you got 5 options here, guys. So I need to understand a few things here. Okay, what information is given about Mr. Dipanshu here? That initially he came early to office to assist his boss in the preparation. That's a good point. And this email, and he was distracted by this email. Okay, but he decided to focus on the job, that because he had some important client presentation. Okay, so actually the main idea should be behind this answer should be like, his performance was under scrutiny, है ना, and he should conduct cautiously, otherwise he may lose his job also. Okay, that's why if you read it, the option E will be the best option. The option E is failing to perform in the client meeting might further complicate things, right? So E looks a very strong option, very correct option, because he was initially distracted by the email, but again he focused on the job because his performance was under scrutiny, obviously, है ना? And then if he gets disheartened by the email, then it might hurt that on that day, because there was some important client presentation. So if he does badly there, so his performance will be further affected, and there's a fear of job loss actually. Okay, if you read the other options, A, Mr. Patel would soon be transferred to another department. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't relate to this, because it is a fear of the Dipanshu that again he tried to again focus on the work. Okay, so that's why option A doesn't go ahead. Option B is last week Mr. Dipanshu was been assigned to a new team in the same project. Again, that doesn't make any sense, because this is that like he received that email here, and after that he was distracted, and then again he focused back. Okay, so nothing to do with option B also here. Okay, that was his fear or kind of his cautiousness, that he was again focusing on the job. Okay, after that email, after that distractions. Okay, so option B also is eliminated. Option C is 3 days back Mr. Dipanshu has 3 days back Mr. Dipanshu has been assigned a new project similar to his final year engineering project. Okay, so 3 days back he was assigned a new project. So again there's no point here that E looks very strong than C actually. Okay, because E is actually the correct reason behind, and it's showing that he was afraid of job loss, or kind of he was cautious, so he again decided to focus on the job. Option D also same thing. His friend has been hospitalized for last 3 months. That doesn't mean that he will forget the email and again focus on the job, right? So option A, B, C, D all gone. Option E is fine. That failing to perform in the client meeting might further complicate things. His job was already under scrutiny. His performance was already being scrutinized, and again doing failure in some kind of failure on that important day may again complicate things. So E is the correct answer for this. Okay, fine. Let's look at question 2 of this set, guys. So question 2 here says that the scheduled presentation went off smoothly. Back in his cabin, okay, Dipanshu read Mr. Patel's email once again. Okay, and he pondered over it. Pondered means deeply thought over it. During the last meeting, he tried hard to put forward his explanation, but Mr. Patel had not allowed him to speak. So what he's saying that during the last meeting, he tried hard to put forward his explanation, but Mr. Patel had not allowed him to speak. Dipanshu was thinking of meeting Mr. Patel once again, but was doubtful that would help. He was doubtful, right? Okay. Now, incidentally, he had a job offer from the startup with a comparable salary. If Dipanshu was to join the new job, he had to accept the offer within the next 2 weeks. However, he cannot think of a life without a job. Dipanshu was confused. Okay. So now, which of the following options would be the best move for Dipanshu? Let's read option A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. Now, once we read option 1 here, talk to Mr. Patel and highlight the initiatives he has taken, but at the same time start applying for other jobs, right? So basically, what has happened there? He cannot rely on the discussion with Mr. Patel, because this says that earlier also he had a discussion and Mr. Patel didn't listen to him. Then he wrote with this email also. Okay, so all these things are actually bit kind of carrying up, and it would be very risky if he does that. If he doesn't listen, if he leaves his job, or if he start applying for another job, okay, in that case, there's no security of a job actually, right? So that's why he cannot rely on that discussion with Mr. Patel, and applying for the other jobs also doesn't mean that he will get a job very securely. Okay, so in that case, he thinks he cannot think of a life without a job, so he has to secure a good job, right? So that's when option A will go ahead. Okay, then, and can be eliminated. Option B, reject the offer from the startup, use the next 3 months to find a better job, but continue the present job, right? Now actually, it's a bad decision, this option B here, because the offer, if he had received the offer, okay, then he can go to the other job, right? So if he is rejecting it, and his position in the current company is also not secured, है ना? So his position in the current company is not secured, and he's rejecting the offer from the startup. So again, not a very wise decision, okay, from his point of view. If he wants to, he cannot think of a life without a job. That means he has to be in a job. Okay, that's what we are referring to. Option C is resign from the organization right now. So again, it actually contradicts from the passage. He wants to have a job right now. Okay, so resigning will not be a good option, because he is not accepted the other job also. The option C is wrong. Yeah, option D is accept the offer only if the startup gives a salary hike, else keep prospecting, right? So it's a kind of see, if you read option D, it's the word that only if the startup gives a salary hike. So he's not in that demanding position right now, okay, where he can actually say that only if it gives a high, I'll go. Okay, he's on the back foot right now, because he had just received a very strong email from the HR director that he could be dismissed from the company, or he can be in the kind of 3 months improvement. So very strong email he has just received, right? So that means he's not in a position to command actually that only if somebody gives a hike, I'll go to the other company. Okay, so option D doesn't look good in that respect. Option E is a better option here. It looks logical, because it says that accept the offer with a request. So request is the correct word here, because he's on the back foot and he wants to get some other job. Okay, and also to give him a 10% salary hike. So 10% salary hike is fine. It's not a very big hike in the market. Okay, so you can request for a 10% salary hike, just 10% salary hike. Okay, and he can get the new job, and he can leave this company, and in the new job he can perform better. Okay, so it actually says that Mr. Patel has it's more than 2 or 3 instances where he has not listened to him. Okay, not listened to his explanation. But actually this passage tells me that he reached his office early on that day. That means he's a serious employee, and kind of he after receiving the email, he again concentrated on the job. Okay, at that time, after finishing that presentation, now again he is pondering over the email, right? That means this doesn't give any negative feedback about the employee. Maybe some he is part of some office politics, right? So what it suggests from this passage that is not a negative person, he's not performing bad, okay? So maybe a part of office politics, so we can't take too much decision on his behalf in negative way. So option E is the correct answer. He is a decent enough employee, and if he's a part of office politics, or if HRs are not liking due to some reason, okay, he can always change the job. But yeah, at this point of time he's on back foot because he's received a very strong email from the HR director. That's a big position actually, okay? And he should take up a new job. He should secure a job, because in the passage it's written that he cannot think of a life without a job. That means we have to choose an option where his job is secured, okay? So option E is the correct answer.